Thanks for having me here in this beautiful place in Berlin. I'm Sebastian, founder of HOPR, and at HOPR we build privacy infrastructure. And we don't actually build on-chain privacy infrastructure, but this complementary part that people don't talk often about, and that is transport. How do I bring data from A to B, right? And typically we even have that problem in a crypto context when, for example, my crypto wallet talks to an RPC provider. The problem there is that there's many parties, such as RPC providers, which are harvesting data about individual users, and we want to prevent that. So the HOPR network is a decentralized data relay infrastructure where data packets are hopping when I send them to you, for example, via Alice, Bob, and Charlie, and thereby obfuscating my IP address and other metadata. So that's what we built at HOPR. We've been on that for the past 3 years, and now have the first version of this network live, and are at this point also launching a first product on top of it. It's a private RPC provider called RPCH, which stands for RPC over HOPR. So it's in a very short nutshell what we're doing at HOPR.
And how does that relate to SAFE?
Yeah, in two ways. So basically we built this data relay infrastructure, as I said, that's of course in a Web3 setting run by people, by community, right? So people out there have HOPR nodes. Now, we believe in decentralization. We believe in people running infrastructure out of their homes, out of wherever they are. The problem is, how do you keep your node really safe? Like, we are big friends of dAppNode. Like, dAppNode tries to make it easy for everyone to run a node. But still, is my dAppNode really safe? Like, there's a lot of people running around my home, maybe they can gain access to my dAppNode. Maybe somebody hacks my dAppNode because I didn't update the operating system and so on. There's a lot of security considerations when running decentralized node infrastructure. So what we built at HOPR, and that's what I'm talking about here at SafeCon also, is we're integrating Safe into HOPR nodes. So every HOPR node is a safe. What that means is even if your dAppNode is compromised, because there's this so-called evil maid attack, like somebody got root access to your machine at home, they would not be able to extract all your funds. So we use Safe, which is deeply integrated into this HOPR staking infrastructure, in a way that you can sign off certain transactions. So you say, my node is entitled to do a certain number of operations, and if it goes beyond that in monetary value or in like some other complex transactions, you can set the permissions. So we built basically a connector between Safe on the one hand and this node staking infrastructure. And yeah, so that's something that we built at HOPR that we just released into production. And I think that's not just cool for HOPR, I think that's cool for like more staking projects out there that want to have safe staking.
Why did you choose SAFE in the first place?
Why we choose Safe? I think Safe is the only actually large-scale and long-term battle-proven smart contract that never got hacked, has billions of dollars protected, and at the same time is versatile for these extensions, right? So of course Safe is not the only multisig, let's face it, right? But I would say Safe is the only multisig that has a prospering ecosystem of projects integrating into it and using it for other things. So that's extremely important for us as an infrastructure project.
Could you talk maybe a bit more about this idea of bringing staking into Safe? Like, what does that mean for Safe users?
Yes. So basically, the first thing that it means is, well, there's going to be a whole lot more Safe users out there. And the cool thing is, they might not even know that it's Safe that is being used under the hood, right? So Safe, as this transition is currently ongoing, right? Safe is becoming a core protocol. So, and we use it as such, as a piece of infrastructure, as a fundamental building block. How people in DeFi speak about like money Lego, you have like, you build something on top of one another. Safe is becoming that. Safe is becoming, in my eyes, important infrastructure component in staking infrastructure. So if you have a node that is running 24/7 and doing some stuff, this node always needs to have access to a key, right? Depending on what you do, right? Let's think about the graph as one example. In the graph, you have a node running, which is indexing Ethereum smart contract calls and events, and then you request data, it sends it out for you, and for that you get paid as a graph user, right? You could totally use that infrastructure to make graph staking safe. You can use it in any sort of, infrastructure, even stuff like Tornado Cash. You could use that to secure your funds in a setting where you have a node that's running 24/7 in a highly automated environment. And I think it's very important if we want Web3 infrastructure to be successful and safe in the long term.
And where do you see this idea of the protocol going? Is it really standardizing account abstraction across the board? Like, how do you see this?
No, I see it a bit on a higher level. Like, account abstraction is one contribution towards that, but I really see this safe core protocol becoming a building block. A building block that people use within other applications, services, and infrastructure like HOPR, applications like, some funny end-user applications. And I think it will become a building block that is extremely versatile, that has a rock-solid core, and has then all these kind of cool features that people bring in and people use it for. So of course, account abstraction is one of them, but that's by far not all. I really see it, when we think about, AMMs like Uniswap, right, DEXs. People initially thought, this DEX is kind of cool, I can go there and swap some shit tokens. But it turned out a DEX is actually a decentralized finance infrastructure that is used in many other applications, services, and protocols. And I think the same will happen for Safe.
Thanks. I think for me, is there anything else you think you should add that you'd like to mention that we didn't cover?
I think we talked about, no, I think we talked about all
Right.
the points.
Thank you so much for taking the time. It was very nice talking to you.
Wonderful, likewise.